On today's video, I'm going to be driving you through Oakbridge Crossing, a brand new luxury community by Toll Brothers located in a prime spot surrounded by upscale shopping, dining, and quick access to major highways, making it super convenient to commute into both Dallas and Fort Worth. Prices here are going to start around $1.5 million, and also you'll have the opportunity to build a home that's over 6,000 square feet on a generously sized lot. I'll be breaking down floor plan options, starting prices, what homes have recently sold for, what the future growth looks like in this area, and I'll also cover some of the pros and cons of living here.
So that makes sense.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video today. You join me over here at Oakbridge Crossing, just up along Long Prairie Road over here on the south side of Flower Mound, Texas. Also, this neighborhood is not too far away from 121, so when I was driving out here, I exit off 121. Took me about 5 minutes to get over to this neighborhood. So if you are a commuter, if you have to get to the DFW airport, Dallas, or Fort Worth, and you have a budget of about $1.7 million to $2 million, this neighborhood could be a good option for you if you're looking for like a 6,000 square foot product with also really good lot sizes starting at 15,000 square feet and up. This neighborhood is located within Flower Mound, Texas, but you are really close to Grapevine as well. You're also close to Grapevine Lake over here and not too far away from some of the shopping and commercial. And the county that this is located in is going to be Denton. The tax rate in here is going to be 1.7%. That is going to include the town of Flower Mound tax, the Denton County tax, and the Louisville ISD tax. The HOA, I'm going to assume it's around $1,400 per year just because on the north side of this community, there is an older neighborhood called Oakbridge by Toll Brothers. Now, this one is Oakbridge Crossing because I guess it's across the street from Oakbridge, so that's why it's Oakbridge Crossing. I'm going to assume that's where they got the name from. Anything more than that would just kind of suck because you're not going to get an amenity center and things like that, but we'll talk about amenities here in a little bit. And for Toll Brothers, their floor plans, they've got 6 that you can choose from on their website. On the low end, there's going to be the Faro plan. That's a 1-story, 4 to 5 bed, 4 bath, 1 half bath, 4,024 square feet, starting at $1,469,000. And then on the high end, they have the Whaler plan. That's a 2-story, 5 bed, 5 bath, 2 half bath, 5,967 square feet, starting at $1,705,000. So just from those price points, you know, if you're going to go on the low end with that Faro plan and it's starting at a 1.45, just know you're going to need to budget another $100,000, $150,000 depending on lot premium, what you do at the design center, and then adding extra bedrooms. You can make all these floor plans bigger, but that's just going to add on to those structure upgrades as well. Now, incentive wise at the design center, I'm sure they're offering something at the design. So, you know, if you're taking $80,000 to the design center, maybe they're giving $25,000, $30,000 back at the design. So really, you only need to bring about $50,000 to the design center. Pre-owned side of things, I pulled out stuff from their earlier phase on that Oakbridge side just to pull out some of those pre-owned homes. Not a lot of homes have closed in here in the past 365 days, but some of the homes that have recently closed, there was a 2019 4-bed, 4-bath, 3,587 square feet. It was listed at $1,149,000 and closed at $1,150,000 at $320 per square foot. And then on the high end, there was a 2021 6-bed, 7-bath, 6,010 square feet. Was listed at $2.2 million and closed at $1,875,000 at $311 per square foot. And that home was sitting on about half an acre. So price points in here, you know, on the high end with these pre-owned homes going to be at like that 1.9, 1.8. Not many homes are closing over that $2.2 million mark. So if you're looking at new construction and maybe you're looking at that Whaler plan, just know that if you start pushing that home into the $2 million mark, you're going to be a lot more than the average with kind of the comparables that are across the street. I would say that across the street, most of those homes are closing like 1.3 to 1.6 in that range. So maybe some of the options in there for the new construction homes will still be within kind of the market of the northern side of or across the street with Oakbridge. The last thing you want to do is build out like a new construction home that's like $2.2 million and then you go to sell that house in 4 years from now. And then every buyer that walks in is seeing your house listed way higher than the homes that are across the street. And the homes across the street are from the same builder. They're going to have the same type of elevations or the same look to the home, so it's not going to be much different. So I would just be careful that if you're buying anything over $1.92 million over on this new construction side, you are just going to be on the higher side of the market. I would say that the sweet spot in here is maybe trying to build out a home in between that $1.6 to $1.8 million mark, so you're not just way too high above kind of the average of what homes sell at in this neighborhood. There are also leases in this neighborhood, so maybe you own the home for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and then you want to use it as an investment property. Just for example, in here, a recent one that closed, it was a 2022 5-bed, 6-bath, 5,345 square feet and closed at $5,545 per month at about $1.04 per square foot. On the new phase side of things, there's going to be 2 phases total, about 100 home sites being built, and the lot sizes are going to range from 15,000 square feet up to 23,000 square feet, kind of depending on where the lot is located. Here's a plat map just to kind of show you more details of that. So green is going to be available, blue is going to be the model home, yellow is going to be the homes that are reserved, and red is going to be sold. So you can see there's already some lots getting eaten up in here. They recently released their pre-sale for things. I would expect that they're going to start breaking ground on that model home probably within the next month or so. And then going into summer, you're going to start seeing more houses actually with foundation, putting framing. So I think by maybe beginning of 2026, you're going to have families actually moving into this part of the neighborhood and buying houses within here. Now for the amenities within this neighborhood, you're going to have some walking trails. They do have ponds around the neighborhood. There's also going to be a city park that's being built on the north side of this community. Now the city park is not going to be really big. I expect there to be maybe like a playground or something, but it's not going to be some big grand park, but at least you have something else within the neighborhood to kind of take your kids out to, maybe kind of walk around, and it's not just so stale of a neighborhood, because you are buying a $1.8 million house. So I would hope that there is something else within this neighborhood that you can actually kind of walk around or be around in terms of nature and things like that. And that is kind of a nice touch. At least they added that. I do wish there was an amenity center in here, but that doesn't always work out. School district in here is going to be Louisville ISD. It's going to be zoned for Bluebonnet Elementary, Shadow Ridge Middle School, and Flower Mound High School. The commute times out of here down to Dallas is going to be about 30 minutes. The DFW airport is going to be 10 minutes away. Fort Worth is going to be 35 minutes away. The nearest hospital is going to be 7 minutes away. And the nearest grocery store is going to be 5 minutes away. So getting out to grocery, hospital, even the DFW airport, all going to be less than 10 minutes away from you. So that's really nice. And also you're kind of in the middle of both Dallas and Fort Worth. You are more on that northern side. I would say Arlington is really the middle between the two, but just going up a bit, that's where kind of Flower Mound and Grapevine is located. So if you have one spouse working in Dallas and the other spouse is working in Fort Worth, this is still a decent kind of area where both are going to be commuting at the same equal time. So that's a bit of a pro with this neighborhood in terms of location. So pros with this neighborhood is going to be, you're going to have a good builder in here. You're going to have big lots. You're also going to have homes that are 6,000 square feet. So if you want like a 6-bedroom home, they're going to offer that type of floor plan in here. Also pro is going to be the shopping around this area. You've got Lakeside Village just across the street. And also being along Long Prairie Road, you'll find that living in Flower Mound, a lot of things are off of Long Prairie Road, whether it be gyms, grocery stores, just kind of everything you need commercial wise, just going to be right outside this neighborhood. It's not like you're getting built in a new construction area and then it takes 15 minutes to kind of get to the nearest bank. Everything else around this area has been developed out. And I guess you can kind of view that as a pro and also as a con. For me, when it comes to new construction, I really would rather have, you know, a new construction community where nothing else is developed around. But, you know, maybe if I'm older, maybe if this is my 3rd time building a house, I don't want things to kind of develop around me. I want everything to kind of be around me already. This would be that neighborhood. Everything else around you is already developed. This is like the only new construction neighborhood anywhere in sight in like a mile or 2 radius. I think the next closest new construction neighborhood is going to be like Williams Ranch or Dixon Estates, which is both Toll Brothers and their new communities that they're building just a little bit more north than here. I do like this location a little bit better than those, and I also like kind of the feel of this neighborhood a little bit better. So if you're looking at the other options that Toll Brothers is offering with Flower Mound, just know that the other neighborhoods are kind of just one line of road with homes. It's kind of like the way that this neighborhood was built, it kind of was like the land was made for this neighborhood. Those other neighborhoods, it kind of feels like they're kind of squashing in the homes just down one road. So all these neighborhoods are going to be kind of that close-knit feel, but this is going to be the one with kind of the most homes within it. Now, that being said, could also look at that as a pro and con if you're kind of looking for more of a close-knit community. Any of those options, William Ranch or Dixon Estates or this one at Oakbridge Crossing, going to be a good option. But if you're looking kind of for that bigger master plan community, you want your kid to be around a bunch of other young kids, well, this one's probably not going to offer it compared to some of the other Argyle communities and Flower Mound communities that are being built kind of up further along Cross Timbers. Another pro with this community is that the elementary school and middle school are really close to here. So if you have a kid that's about to start elementary school or they're already in middle school and you don't want a far commute time, those schools are going to be here. Flower Mound High School also not too far away, just going to be a little bit more of a commute. And then for the cons within this community is that you are not going to have an amenity center. There's no community pool. You are going to have this park, which is a good touch, but no other amenities that go with this neighborhood. The amenities are really going to be across the street with that lakeside village, so at least you have that to be around. You've also got Grapevine Lake close to here. Now, Grapevine Lake isn't known for being the big party lake. It's kind of more of the low-key lake. So if you want to be on a lake that's a little bit quieter with things, that would be the kind of the option I would go with. Lake Louisville or Lake Texoma or even Lake Lavon, those are kind of more of the bigger party lakes rather than Grapevine Lake, which is a lot smaller than the other ones, but that is close to here as well. Also, another con with this neighborhood is just going to be the price point. Okay, and the size lot, you would imagine that for that price point, you'd be on a bigger lot, but at 15,000 square feet on a $1.8 million house, that's just the market and the builder you're dealing with over here within this neighborhood. So location and just the builder is why this neighborhood is going to be priced out so much. If these homes were like Pulte homes, or if they were like K.Dot Hovnanian or Taylor Morrison homes, you know, you would see prices in here probably around the $800,000 to $900,000 mark, just under the million. But since it's Toll Brothers, since they're on bigger lots, and where it's located just being right off 121, and how big these homes are and how big the footprint's going to be, that's why you're getting these price points at about $1.5 to $1.8 million within here. So that's the thing that kind of sucks with this neighborhood, but hopefully it's within your budget. Hopefully you like this builder because the floor plans are really nice. I've looked over some of these and I do like a good majority of them. And they do also have like a really nice curb appeal from what their elevations look like. That's why I drove through the other part of this community just to kind of give you a feel, because I know this side, it's not going to give you the best feel. I just wanted to show you kind of the lots and what the roads look like within this new phase of the development. Now, for the main con with this neighborhood is going to be the planes flying over this neighborhood. Now, I did a video and it was like maybe a year ago or 8 months ago, and I talked about the new communities coming to Flower Mound, and I reviewed this neighborhood. But at that time, I did mention how there were planes flying over, and someone had left a comment on that video and said something like, I live in the neighborhood, or I built a home in this neighborhood, and the planes flying over aren't a big deal. I don't notice. And there was something like that on that video that was left. After I read that comment, I was like, was I wrong? Was I like, I was like, later on, I'll go review the neighborhood again and I'll talk about it and kind of pay closer attention. And now we're at that time where I'm reviewing the neighborhood. And about every 30 seconds to a minute, there is like a big plane flying over, not just like a small little prop plane. I mean, these are like commercial flights. These are FedEx planes. These are UPS planes. I mean, they're flying right over the neighborhood because the way that the DFW airport is situated, it's right in line with the taxiway and the landing of the DFW airport. So like I said, every 30 seconds to a minute, I feel like there's a plane flying out here, and I can almost like feel the plane. I don't know if that makes sense. Like you can hear the plane, but it's almost so close that I can actually like feel the plane coming in. I don't know if that's explaining it well, but I don't know if that other person just left that comment because whatever, but you definitely will notice the planes flying over this neighborhood because I've only been here for about 30 minutes and I've noticed it a good bit. So if you don't want planes flying over the house, maybe this isn't the best option. Now, you could go live in Prosper, you could go live in Frisco. You're still gonna notice Southwest flying over you and those planes, but not the same as what it is over here. All right, like living it over in that area, I don't actually feel the plane. And like I said, I can't really describe to you. I noticed the vibration. You can just hear it a lot more. So I did want to make sure I gave people the heads up on that so they aren't just like completely stunned when all of a sudden there's planes flying over your house every 30 to 45 seconds. That's what I feel like it is. I've just kind of noticed it. And after that, that's going to be the breakdown of the pros and cons. So if you guys are in the market right now, if you've got a budget of $1.6 million, you're looking to buy within Flower Mound to be zoned for Louisville ISD, please send me a text or give me a call. I have all my information down below. Would love to work with you and your family on your home search. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that,